Let's talk about betrayal, not the petty kind where someone forgets to text you back or doesn't invite you to brunch. I mean the betrayal that makes your chest tight, okay? The kind that shifts how you see people and how you see yourself. The kind that makes you question if you were ever really loved or just used as a convenience. Yeah, that kind. The type of pain that wakes you up at night. Not because you're still holding a grudge, but because it cracks something deep within you. And that pain is absolutely real. But the wisdom you gain from it is even more real. Today, I want to walk you through what betrayal taught me and not just how to survive it, but how to rise from it. Sharper, stronger, and more self aware. If you've been betrayed, this one is for you. Let's get into it. Point number one, discernment is protection. Betrayal taught me to stop rushing intimacy. It taught me that not everyone you vibe with is your soul tribe. Sometimes it's just a lesson wearing a good playlist. Just because someone makes you feel comfortable doesn't mean they've earned your trust. All because someone knows you doesn't mean they deserve to know your soul. I had to learn to stop oversharing just to feel connected. Oversharing is not vulnerability, it's unhealed wounds begging to be seen. Sometimes we invite betrayal by handing out access that was never earned. And when you don't fully understand your value, you'll keep putting yourself in situations and rooms where people feel the need to dim your light just because they want to feel better about themselves. Discernment is spiritual protection. So move slower, observe more, and be more intentional. People can act right for 90 days, but the truth always slips through in silence. If someone can throw you under the bus once, there's a high chance that they will do it again. But if you pay attention, the red flags always wave before the betrayal hits. You don't owe anybody front row seats to your life just because they showed up with popcorn. Some of y'all have people backstage who wouldn't even clap for you from the crowd. Watch the energy, watch the patterns. Discernment isn't about judging, it's about protecting your peace. Number two, jealousy masquerades as loyalty. One of the darkest truths I've ever had to accept is this: jealousy can sit beside you, laugh with you, cry with you, and still plot against you. And sometimes it comes from the very people you'd swear would never fold. Betrayal hurts most when it's wrapped in a smile you trusted once. But there are people in this world who will never clap for you unless they feel like they're standing taller. You'll start requiring more than what they're comfortable giving. That's when the mask slips. And let's be real, some people will get close just to figure out your soft spots. Not to heal them, but to use them. At first, I was still nurturing the person who betrayed me, still showing up for them, still holding still holding it down. This is a long time ago. Still holding it down because they didn't have what I had. But let me tell you something. Pity does not equal peace. Giving from a good heart does not mean you should stay where you're being emotionally robbed. Once I realized their betrayal stemmed from deep insecurity and envy, that spelled broke. I stopped taking it personally. I stopped wondering what I did wrong and started seeing what they were hiding. And their sabotage was not a reflection of my character, it was proof of their pain. But just because I just because I understand it doesn't mean I have to excuse it. And some people will weaponize your kindness for their own benefit. They'll test how much betrayal you'll tolerate before you finally snap back. And when I snapped, uh, all hell broke loose, girl. Oh, I snapped with a prayer and a boundary. I didn't have to destroy them, okay? Because they were already crumbling under their own shame. Jealousy doesn't hate you, it hates your reflection of what someone wants to be and but refuses to become. Let that sink in. And here's the thing. People don't betray you because they don't know your value, but they betray you because they do. And that's exactly why they couldn't handle you. Number 4, betrayal is a mirror for your integrity. Betrayal isn't just about someone hurting you, it's about what you'll learn about yourself in the process. At first, you might be angry, confused, and even devastated, but you'll wonder, how could they do this to me? But then there comes a moment of reflection, a shift in perception, where you start to ask yourself the most difficulty but necessary question. What did I tolerate that allowed this to happen? Betrayal often reveals cracks in your boundaries, and it shows where you didn't honor your own worth or where you overlooked red flags. Sometimes you're too focused on being a good person to notice those signs. But when you take a step back and you start to see how your own actions allowed the betrayal to take place, that's when reality will hit. And here's the reality. People with strong integrity don't attract betrayal because they have perfect judgment. Look, I have so much to say, okay? So I make a lot of errors when I have a lot to say and I'm very passionate about the message. But please just listen to the message. It is finals week and I'm sick of college. Please just give me a break with this one, okay? Just give me a break. Look at the content, the quality in the message, because the message is good. Period. They attract betrayal because they have high standards, and those standards don't just apply to others, but they apply to themselves as well. Integrity means you practice what you preach, and sometimes means holding yourself accountable to the same standards you expect from others around you. If you have integrity, people don't get away with things that violate your values. You can't pretend to be aligned with your principles if you let others walk all over them. When you get betrayed, it's a chance to reassess how much you really honor your own boundaries. But here's the trick. Don't turn that anger inward. The issue isn't that you didn't see it coming. The issue is that you weren't ready to stand firm when you saw the signs. Betrayal teaches you that sometimes we let people get too close before they've earned the right to do so. And that's why integrity matters. But when you understand that betrayal starts with your own lack of boundaries and self respect, you'll come out of it stronger and with a new commitment to yourself. And the next time someone tests you, you'll trust yourself to walk away before things get messy. Point 5. The power of walking away. Walking away from betrayal is a decision that demands both strength and self-respect. It might feel like weakness in the moment, but or it might feel like you're even letting them off the hook, or you're just too hurt to keep going. But walking away, especially when you're deeply hurt, is actually one of the most powerful choices you can make. Why? Because it shows the universe that you value yourself more than the chaos. See, people who betray you, whether they're doing it consciously or not, are trying to steal your peace. They're trying to drain your energy. But when you choose to walk away, you're telling them and everyone else, my peace is a non negotiable. This is not up for debate. And it's not about getting revenge, okay? Revenge won't heal you, period. Revenge won't build you, none of those sorts of things. Revenge only keeps you chained to their behavior. But walking away sets you free. It takes control back into your hands. And there's a secret no one wants to admit. Sometimes the hardest part isn't leaving the person, it's leaving the story you've continuously told yourself about who they were. You build up this image of someone who is supposed to be in your life, and it's easy to let go of that fantasy. But the real growth happens when you finally see people for who they actually are and not who you wish they were. Walking away means you stop holding on to the idea of them. You stop sacrificing your worth for someone who isn't even capable of seeing it. I know the idea of walking away can feel daunting and isolating. You might also feel like you've lost something you can't get back. But when you leave, you're making room for people who will value you, who will honor your energy, and respect your boundaries. The more you walk away from situations that drain you, the more space you make for growth. Here's another secret that no one tells you. When you choose to leave, the universe rewards you. It won't feel like it immediately, okay? But trust me, the energy you free by walking away from toxic situation will be used to propel you in a new chapter of your life filled with deeper connections, stronger relationships, and opportunities you didn't even know existed. You are never losing when you choose to walk away. You are simply removing yourself from the situation that wasn't aligned with who you are becoming. When you look back, you'll realize that walking away wasn't about them, it was about you. It was about protecting your peace. It was about refusing to let someone else's lack of integrity shape your world. Here's how you heal and reflect. Betrayal hits differently when it comes from someone you would have never expected. It is not just the act that hurts, it's the principle. It's the fact that you opened up deeply to someone, gave them access to parts of you that no one else had, and they used it against you. That kind of pain makes you sit with yourself in ways you've never before. You start questioning your judgment, replaying conversations, wonder if you missed the signs. And you ask yourself, how could someone be so comfortable with hurting you? What betrayal taught me, first and foremost, is to watch who I get close to. I learned that moving too fast with people emotionally, spiritually, can backfire. Some people are drawn to your light, not because they love it, but because they want to dim it. And when you're not aware of the spaces you're in and the value you bring to those spaces, it's easy for people to become intimidated. They'll mask it as love and as friendship or as support, but deep down, they're looking for a way to bring you down so they can feel better about themselves. And that's not love, that's insecurity dressed up as fake loyalty. And when I realized that, when I saw that this person only betrayed me because of their jealousy and their own lack of self worth, it took away the power that they had over me. Because suddenly it wasn't about me being not enough, it was about them not being able to handle how much I was. And I even found myself still taking care of them in the beginning because I know they didn't have, as I said earlier, I know they didn't have access to the same emotional or spiritual resources I did. But once that clicked, I let go. I had to reclaim my energy. And yeah, I might have cussed them out once, twice, maybe three times, but I saw it clearly, and I'm human too. But here's something that betrayal taught me that I never expected. It revealed my own lack of integrity and it made me reflect. Because when you experience betrayal, you get a front row seat to what lack of integrity looks like in real time. And that can either harden you or humble you. For me, it made me tighten up on my morals and my integrity, and it made me more intentional with how I show up in relationships, how I move, what I tolerate, and what I ignore. It taught me to hold myself to high standards so I stop attracting people who aren't aligned with that. See, when your boundaries are loose, people will walk all over you. And when your integrity is shaky, you end up being surrounded by people who are also only showing up halfway. And that's how you end up in relationships rooted in superficial needs, convenience, ego, and comfort. But that's not truth. I had to learn that if someone can betray someone else, they can betray you. People show you who they are early. We just don't always want to see it. But now I move slower. I trust slower. Just because when someone knows me, that doesn't mean they deserve access to my soul. I don't overshare anymore to feel close. I've learned the art of emotional discretion, and not everyone deserves access to the parts of me that I worked hard to heal. And that's not bitterness, that's wisdom. And yes, the betrayal hurt. It was my best friend at the time, but it also taught me how to protect my peace, and it made me more emotionally mature, and it made me more mindful of my boundaries. And it taught me that if someone is really meant to be in my life, they won't put themselves in any position to lose you. They'll move with care, they'll honor your presence, and if they don't, let them go. Let's talk about the real work and the healing, because after betrayal, the hardest part isn't what they did, is how it made you question your own worth, how it made you feel unsafe in your own heart. And that's the part that nobody talks about. I'm gonna say it. Give yourself permission to feel it, be mad, be disappointed, cry if you need to, but there's nothing weak about grieving someone who hurt you. You're grieving the version of them that you believed in. But don't stay stuck there, because the longer you stay in that pain, the more power you give it. Healing doesn't happen when you replay the betrayal. It happens when you redirect that energy towards yourself. You stop pouring love into someone who didn't value it, and you start pouring back into your own cup. And that's when the shift happens. So take care of you. So take care of you. Rest, write, pray, journal, do what you have to do, but don't lose yourself. Be over someone who was never grounded in who they were. Start rebuilding your life, reconnect with the things that make you feel alive, and go back to your hobbies, goals, and parts of yourself that was abandoned while you were trying to save someone else. Surround yourself with people who speak life into you. The people who see your soul and don't try to manipulate it. The ones who make you feel safe, seen, and solid. And if you're still angry, that's okay. Anger is a part of the process, but even that anger can be redirected. Use it to fuel yourself and your self discipline. Use it to sharpen your boundaries. Use it to build a version of yourself that the past self deserved to be protected by. Because you can control how people treat you, but you can't control how long you let them live in your head rent free. You can choose peace over chaos. You can choose to forgive not because they deserve it, but because you deserve to move on. Forgiveness is a form of freedom. When you look back, you'll realize that betrayal wasn't a curse, it was a wake up call, and a painful one, yes, but it was very necessary. It was the universe forcing you to reclaim your power, to see what you've been tolerating, and to stop shrinking yourself to be loved by people who don't even love themselves. And to finally stand on your foundation, stand on business, and the one that's solid and that's rooted in self worth, a one that nobody can shake again. Because betrayal doesn't break you, it builds you if you let it. And when healing kicks in, and when you look into the mirror, you realize you didn't just survive, you evolved. And that's when the real glow up begins. So protect your energy, reclaim your peace, and set boundaries like it's second nature. And with that being said,